began nearly 5 years ago now comes to birth, at least to a certain resting place tonight. A night of congratulations from your teachers, family and friends, a night to recall your many achievements and to celebrate the deep brotherhood and friendships you have formed since 2009. 450 years ago in Rome, the Jesuits in charge of the school for boys put together an entrance interview for the students, partly to see who should be admitted, but also to explain to the incoming boys what they could expect from their Jesuit education. For example, much like today, the 16th century Jesuits thought their students should understand what piety, the life of the Spirit, consists in. Their answer was simple and direct. Listen carefully. It was liberation from the tyranny of sin, peace of conscience, friendship with God, walking in the light, and tasting the sweetness, joy, and contentment of things of the Spirit. Dear graduates, alumni of Jesuit High School, you will soon be attending fine schools all over the state of Florida. You'll be studying outside the state, Columbia, the University of Chicago, North Carolina, Vanderbilt, Washington University, the Naval and Air Force Academies, Boston College, the University of Notre Dame, and many other schools. We are proud of you. You were admitted into these schools because you've excelled in theology, science, math, history, languages, music, art, and athletics. But as you go forth from Jesuit, as Jesuit-educated men, as sons, so to speak, of St. Ignatius, what have you learned about piety? Have you experienced friendship with God? Do you know and love Jesus Christ and His church more deeply because of your Jesuit experience? In the past 4 years, have you tasted, at least briefly, the joy and contentment of things of the Spirit? If not, you have missed what's essential in all education and what is certainly indispensable for a Jesuit man. To go forth into the world with a Jesuit education is to go forth not only knowing things in the world and about the world, but to go forth with a personal and living knowledge of the heart of the world, Jesus Christ. All the knowledge you've acquired in your classes and from your teachers is meant to be a knowledge that points beyond itself to the origin of all knowledge, to the source of everything that is. Your Jesuit education is intended to prepare you not for a life lived on the surface, but one lived at the depths. Not for a life of self-regard, but a life lived for the good of others. Not for a life whose horizons are simply earthly, but you've been prepared for a life that stretches into eternity. The past few weeks have been wonderful weeks of recollection and reminiscence, of savoring your Jesuit experience and even adding to it. Yes, your Jesuit voyage is coming to harbor, to a temporary berth where you are no longer Jesuit students, but Jesuit alumni. However, as alumni, you are meant to continue living out of your Jesuit experience and bringing the heart of that experience to others. In other words, your Jesuit voyage has not really yet come to its goal. Hilaire Belloc once wrote, "The voyage I was born to make in the end, and to which my desire has driven me, is towards a place in which everything we have known is forgotten, except those things which, as we knew them, remind us of an original joy." Belloc refers, of course, to the journey towards eternal friendship with God. Friendship with God. A communion of service with one another. Freedom from sin. Brotherhood with Jesus. That's the true and lasting destiny of your Jesuit journey. The goal where everything you have learned and experienced these past 4 years has been pointing you. And you, in turn, have been formed and trained and are now sent forth as Jesuit men to lead others to that same goal. I now invite you, class of